Hi everyone, this is Julie from Patchworks. I am so excited to be here with you tonight. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but you're here with me and I think we should look at some stuff. So let's hop on for some people to come on. Oh my goodness, we have tons of people coming on. So this is going to be a little bit of a different format, but you know what? We have lots of fun, right? Totally lots of fun. I'm so excited. This is the kickoff of our Moda University class year. And what we'll do today is that we'll have this presentation and then I'll have a little bit more of a formal presentation for you with all the different camera shots. How does that sound? Yay, that sounds like fun. Yay! So how's everybody doing tonight? Good, good, good. All right. Let's see here. I probably should hook us up on a little bit of a tripod. What do you think? Yay, we'll hook us up on a tripod. Thank you for bearing with me with technology. It's always an adventure. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. I was talking with my Moda rep today, and she was saying how she is saying she's like, oh, in the beginning, I remember how everybody was totally fussing around with technology. And she's like, I miss that. Well, for you, Stephanie, today, I wanted to make sure that we would have fun technology issues. Okay, I'm going to hop around to the other side of the table. How does that sound? Okay. All right, so here we are, and I will talk loud because my mic isn't hooked up here. So let's get started. It's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Karasek. I'm here at Patchworks, and we have been sharing with you different programs, and we're committed to sharing with you every Thursday night in the year of 2021. This week, we are going to be kicking off our Moda University program. And our Moda University program is a program that we've run here for the past, oh my goodness, I don't know, is this our 14th or 15th year? I totally should know it. It just seems ingrained in something that we've been doing. And what we do in that program is that we talk about new Moda fabric that has arrived. And in the Moda fabric that has arrived, we share with you some inspiration and other fun things that come up along the way. So our program for this is going to be the third Thursday of the month. For club members, your packets will be available on the Friday after. And when we're all able to get back in together, we'll be meeting on the third Saturday, talking about all of that. But for right now, our presentations will be on the third Thursday. We are going to be keeping this public. We have started a new Patchworks group, which we welcome you to join. We have lots of fun sharing. We just got it started about a week ago, and I'm really excited to have us share a lot of other fun things with you in that group. Let's get started with the exciting offerings that we have for this month's fabric. Ho, 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 look at this. So we have so many fabrics to show you this month. So first off, we're going to share with you that we have this beautiful fabric line here. It is the Homegrown Salsa from Deb Strain. It is a whimsical line, and I just think fiesta. I can taste the margaritas and the fresh tortilla chips. I'm hearing mariachi bands in the background and dancing and thinking about fun times that I've spent in Texas with my in-laws down there at their winter home. Lots of exciting times there. So we'll have a fun project that we show you a little bit later there. Next up, we have this sweet Valentine's line. It's called Be Mine. It just arrived. We have 6 focal pieces in here and then added in this piece as well as this spotted from Zen Chic. Super sweet. I love, love, love this print here. We'll be seeing it a little bit more up close later. And this print, well, this whole line, in fact, was inspired by the Grand Budapest Hotel. I just can't imagine Stacy sitting there in her studio playing out different scenes in her head as she's creating this beautiful new fabric that had these gorgeous colors in them. And then this fabric line, or this theme line here, this is our grunge theme pack of the month. It is inspired by the selvage dots from Be Mine. So, helpful hint, if you're shopping for fabrics and you are a little challenged to find which fabrics you can match with your project, unfold the fabric and find the selvage dots, okay? This helps you find that pure screen printed color that's used in the screen. So sometimes it's really hard to tell the little shading, maybe the print is a little small, but in the selvage dots that can be very helpful. So here we went ahead and we paired some beautiful grunges that were inspired by the selvage dots of the focal piece of Be Mine. What is very interesting is as we pulled this palette, we found that it went beautifully with the Moody Blooms. So the Moody Blooms, this is a new fabric line from Create Joy Project. And the Create Joy Project design team, so it's Laura Muir. This is her second fabric line with Moda Fabrics. The past one was very, very strong. We had great success with that. It's a digitally printed watercolor feel print and so stunning. We went ahead and we divided it into what we're calling the day collection and the night collection. Each of the different collections has the main floral focus print as well as the small meadow as well as the rainbow painter dots, and then some beautiful go-withs along the way. We have this whole fabric line in stock as well as a couple of the other pieces that go along with it. Lastly, because, 5 fabric options is not enough, we wanted to share with you a grunge color of the month. So the grunge color of the month is inspired by the Aurifil Color Builders. So Aurifil Color Builders is the club that's next week. So do you see what I did there? I'm getting you to watch it every single week. These grays here, you have going from light to dark, warm and cool grays. Go with the thread pack that is going to be featured next week. And we thought what might be nice for those of you that like to collect grunge, we thought we would help you by having a color palette every single month. Now, for those of you that are club members, you're going to get one of these with your membership. If you can't choose, you absolutely can buy the others. Most of you have signed up for the fat eighth size, but we also this year are offering the fat quarter size. If you originally signed up for the fat eighth pack, but you're like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun, you will absolutely let you upgrade for the year to this. And if you're watching and haven't joined yet at all, come on down and we can hook you up with a membership. Members get a fabric pack every month. They get project inspiration. They get 20% off of Moda fabrics all year long. That's worth the price of admission right there. And then, new this year, you're going to be getting the video passes to the Moda Designer Motivation classes. So far, we know in April, we have Debbie Maddie and Jen Kingwell's coming in April or May. And then we have Lisa Bonjean in June. So I can't wait to see what the rest of the year is going to reveal. But I am super excited to be taking these designer classes along with you. Those are going to be on video, and those passes will be included as they become available for club members. Okay, let's get started and talk about fun projects. Now, I'm by myself tonight, so I'm a little crazy. We're playing with technology. I'm fully caffeinated, and it's just going to be a wild time. Our first project that we have, you can see behind me, we have this beautiful quilt. It's a fat quarter quilt from one of my favorite books, 12-pack quilts. I think we're backwards right now, but I think you can follow along. You've seen enough of these videos that you know the backwards, forwards. You can play along with me. All right, so this book is written by my friends Barb and Mary of Me and My Sister's Designs. Fun story, if you didn't know, my picture is on page 8. They interviewed me for the book. So if you don't have a copy of this, go ahead, pick up a copy of this. There's 12 great patterns in here for different quilts. They are easy to make, but they have stunning results, and they don't look all super easy, which I love when you get something that's a little bit more intricate but is easy to construct. This Heart's Desire is on page 20, and it is fat quarter friendly. It's designed for 12 fat quarters, but this cool block you can get from a fat eighth. I'm going to pull out a fat eighth here for us to look at. So this just happens to be from the Homegrown Salsa line. It's a stripe. One of the things I want to share with you here when you are cutting for this block, because we need 2 big rectangles. I'm not going to give out the actual dimensions for this rectangle because I don't want to violate any copyright here, but they are big rectangles that you're going to eke out of your fat eighth. So you're first going to cut your strip that you need, so cut to the width that you need, and then what I recommend, because a lot of these patterns are written for fat quarters, assuming a fat quarter is 21 inches long, I always want to make sure that you only count on there being 20 inches there, but oftentimes you do get 21, or in a bonus 21 and a half. So after you cut your long strip, what you're going to do is you're going to shave this edge to make a nice straight edge. The cut side, that's where you're going to start. And you're going to cut your rectangles from the cut side, okay? So 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, so that if it goes a little long, you can catch a thread or 2 of the selvage. If you started at the selvage edge, I don't know about you, but I whack off the selvage, and sometimes I'm a little crazy because I like the printing, so sometimes I save them for some other project. So I cut my selvages pretty wide. But then if I cut it too wide, I'm not going to have enough space for my rectangle. So let's say you did one or the other and you just don't have a long enough rectangle. No problem. Just make sure all of your rectangles are then cut to the shortest piece so that they all match, okay? Enough about that. Putting it together, you are going to need background squares. 1 square, that's going to be the bottom part here, and 2 for the top. So for each heart, you need 2 large and 4 small squares. When you are sewing your squares, you are going to use your quick quarter ruler. The quick quarter ruler is one of my favorite different tools to use. It is molded right here in Wisconsin. How cool is that? And I use it. I've been sewing for a while now, making all sorts of quilts, but I still like to mark my half square triangles here because, you know, it takes that little bit extra time, but I like to be right on. So we have these available in the 8 and 12-inch size. I like both. For this project, we will use the 8-inch size. Position them from corner to corner. And then we'll sew, okay? So we're gonna sew, flip. You'll have your 2 halves. You're going to make sure you pin your halves together, and then you'll have your whole heart. So with your fat 1/8 pack, you are able to get, I probably went off screen here, you're probably able to get, or not you, probably, you are able to get 8 hearts. With the 8 hearts, you can make this beautiful table runner or table topper, wall hanging, small baby quilt. For the 9th block, I took a beautiful square of the linen in this fabric line. So the linen blend for the Moody Blooms is a 70-30 linen blend. And it works very well for not only quilt making, but you can also use it for garment making or making bags or other home decor items. This is a really artsy, fun project, so I thought it would be fun to blend the prints solid. This is Bella Solid Natural, and the linen blend substrate. Kind of funky, kind of artsy fartsy, but I like how it goes all together. And look here, I even kind of blend with it with my fun little sweater that I have on here. So this is made with the Moody Blooms Dark Pack. You can use any. If you had wanted to pick up both the Moody Bloom Dark and the Moody Bloom Light, you'd be able to get 16. If you wanted the Moody Bloom Dark, Moody Bloom Light, and the matching grunge pack, you would have 24, which would be a much larger piece. Looking over here, you can't see the whole quilt in view, but this goes 6 across and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 down, so 36. You get 3 hearts from a fat quarter. You get 1 heart from a fat 1/8. After making this with the fat 1/8, you do have a leftover strip that you could go and make a pieced border with all of your leftovers, and that would be very attractive. What I would like to do now is I would like to show you all of the beautiful prints as well as the gorgeous, gorgeous panel that we have from the line. So let me go grab that for you. All right. She disappeared. Where did she go? Dun, dun, dun. I feel like we're just gonna have a giant pile. So I saw my rep Stephanie today, my Moda rep, and it's really funny because when I buy fabric, I just pile. And by the time they go to order, it's like you can't see anything that's underneath. So that's kind of what I feel like we're at today. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to look at the gorgeous prints from this Moody Blooms line, because you just have to see the gorgeous saturated color. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a digitally printed line. Look at this. This is the focal color with the light background. And then we have the meadow print. Could be directional this way. Rainbow prints. Once again, you can see it either way. And one interesting component is that in several different colors, they have this gorgeous Leaf It To Me that has metallic. So yes, that is metallic. So it's just the solid color with metallic on it. So very interesting blend. We're seeing a lot of metallic in some of the fabrics, a lot of metallic in home dec. It's super trendy. I like this metallic. It doesn't come off. Most of the metallics that we're seeing in prints these days wears very well, washes very well. This is very watercolory, kind of batik-y, but it is a screen print. And then there's a very, very subtle silhouette. It's not the right word. You can see the outlines of the beautiful prints. And there are prints that do look like watercolor batiks, hand-dyeds, but this is in fact screen printed, or not screen printed, digitally printed. Really, I think that that's one of the things that you can get from a digital versus the screen, is some of that very intricate washing. Beautiful, beautiful colors here. And then jumping over to the night sky version. Oh, luscious. Lots of great go-withs. This beautiful leaf print. Denim-y blues. Could go well with something just by its own. Beautiful teals and lagoons. And going into green, I'm telling you, it matches me. We have a 36 by 45 panel. Giant rosettes here. I could see this as the center of an exquisite fun quilt, or what I could also see it as is I could see it just snuggled by some luxe cuddle into a self-binding blanket. I could also see it positioned as part of a gorgeous quilt back. And then this line also comes with some very painterly quilt labels. So the panel, the repeat is 2 rows. So rather than being a full 24 inches for the repeat, it is just the 2 rows, and you get all of these unique quilt labels that you could use on the backs of quilts, of course, but also you could incorporate them into different quilt blocks or other small projects or other homemade gifts that you give. So I love, love, love this Create Joy project new fabric line called Moody Blooms that we have in stock. And we made the fun, smaller project Heart's Desire from 12-pack quilts with that. Let me set this over to the side and then we'll look at our next fabric line. Going down the pile of beautiful things that I have to show you, we have this Fiesta Time Quilt As You Go Venice table runner that we whipped together today from the Homegrown Salsa line. So this Quilt As You Go table runner, one of my favorite table runners. How many of you have made it? One or two? I've made about a dozen. This is something that you can whip up super quick for different holidays. You can also have it as an easy gift to give. We had cut the center braid from our Homegrown Salsa Fat 1/8 pack, and then we added to it one of the stripes, and then we did a double border of this focal print. The original pattern calls for 3 different strips, but we combined the last 2 strips because we wanted to really see this print to be able to appreciate it for what it was. So let's just take a peek at some of those fabrics. There's 15 fabrics in this line, and the border print here is this, and I have a fat quarter here that I'm showing you. Nice directional print here from Deb Strain. We have some peppers and this awesome confetti dot that we have in a few different colors. This confetti dot is awesome on its own. And then we have some black and white coordinates that definitely go with the line, but really this black and white with charcoal stripe is awesome. We have the fabrics in red. Let me pull this here. So we have some red with the red confetti dots as well. So the peppers, a stripe, the plaid checkerboard, the big canning jar print, and then the red confetti dot. And then with the cream background, the jar, confetti dot, peppers, green, and stripe. So the stripes, these 2 stripes are different. They're very similar, but they're different. This one has blue in it. This one does not. 15 pieces, half-yard towers, fat quarter towers, and it is a fat 1/8 option that you can make this great Venice table runner. You'll have leftovers to be able to make the braids for placemats or make several table runners. You could also instead do a pieced border or a pieced back. We just used, I think Heidi said we used oatmeal, and we did use for our binding, we used the bias binding on a roll because it is so super stinking quick and easy. So love that to make your project go together that much quicker. And that bias binding, if you've never used it, it hugs the edge of your quilt and it really makes your binding look like $1,000,000. So if you're ever challenged that your binding looks a little stretched or you're wondering, just try bias binding once, whether you make it by yourself or you buy it off the roll. Try that bias binding, and I'm telling you, you will never go back to binding on the straight again. All right, so let's see. What else do I have here in my wild display for you tonight? We have this really fun pillow. So this pillow I teased you with on our Facebook page. It is an envelope, Valentine envelope. I didn't put anything inside. I left that to your imagination. What can you put inside the envelope? Well, you can put inside, of course, a Valentine. You could make a fabric postcard. You could put in a charm pack. You could hide, oh, I don't know, something super exciting. You could turn this into a tooth fairy pillow. You could have this be a creative label for a quilt if you gave someone a quilt, let's say for a graduation, and then you made a matching pillow and you wanted to write them a little note, you could do the same thing for a wedding gift or any other gift. So how do we put this together? Well, we did our own little quilt as you go thing. You could make it traditionally and then just add the batting. And we also used one of these easy peasy zippity doo done zipper encasing all-in-one products from June Taylor in the red. So let's take a peek at how this goes together. All right, let me get all my pieces. All right, so we have cut here from our fat eighth pack. We are going to cut a 6.5 inch square, two 2 by 6.5 inch rectangles, two 2 by 9.5 inch rectangles. For our pillow flap, we are going to cut two 3¼ by 6.5 inch rectangles. For our pocket, we are going to cut a 6.5 by 12 inch rectangle. And for our side logs, we are going to cut two 4 by 9.5 and two 4 by 16.5 inch logs. You are going to prepare a base, and I said we had done a little bit of a quilt as you go method, so you're going to want to create a little sandwich here. This is going to measure 16.5 inches when you're done, so I recommend if you can do 18 inches, so get a 1/2 yard of a fabric that you'd use as your lining. You can use something less exciting, but I thought a fun Valentine's print would be fun, and a little scrap of batting. I used some spray based on the back of it and created a fun little sandwich here. I eyeballed. If you had wanted to, you can definitely measure if you're feeling more comfortable with that. I positioned my background square. I'll show you here. So I positioned my background square in the center. Now, what is the background square? The background square is the inside here of this envelope. That's what that is. So if you had wanted to, you could have that be a totally different print. Okay, so we positioned that there, and then we took our envelope, folded it in half, give it a nice press, do a little edge stitch. And you're going to position it bottom edges, okay? Oops, whoops. With my overhead shot here, it's a little tricky. So position it there, okay? There's a little gap at the top. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your logs on the side, okay? And you'd pin. Okay, logs on the side, right side together. I have one stitched that we can see what that looks like. Okay, so it was all together. We stitched it, and that's what it looks like. So you have finished on the edges and the bottom is still open. Now we have the logs for the top and the bottom, but before we can put the top and the bottom, we need to worry about what about this flap? How are we going to make that? So for the flap, I have gone ahead and made you a little pattern piece. It is 3¼ tall by 6.5 wide. And you can see my 45-degree angle comes down after this little bit here, okay? So all the club members are going to get this pattern here, and you are going to take your two envelope flaps, trim them to size, and then you're going to stitch a 1/4 inch leaving a little gap here on the bottom. You might want to go ahead and back tack at the start and stop so that when you turn it, it doesn't come out. I'll have you clip your corners here, and then what you're going to do is flip it out, do a little edge stitch, and after that is all done, you can position that right at the top of your block. You'll layer that in between. Let me layer it and show you. Layer it with the log on top. Okay. You'll want to make sure you pin it and then you can stitch it. And then for the bottom, you would just layer right along then. And then you're going to repeat on the sides and on the top and bottom. For the back, you can take a whole fat eighth, sandwich it, do some decorative stitching if you'd like, and then the way that this zipper works is that there is a little flap. So you literally just put the little quilt sandwich in between, and then you top stitch it. You can use a decorative stitch if you like. I just used a little edge stitch. You can see that there. Make sure before you trim it off that your zipper pull is in the center. You don't want your zipper pull off to the side. This is an 18-inch zipper, so you'll have a little bit extra on each side. You will trim both squares to size. You'll have a 16.5-inch square on the top and the bottom, and then you're going to bind it all the way around. And you guessed it, I used that Moda bias binding on a roll to finish off my project. It's a great way to finish things off. So after you're done, you stuff it with a 16-inch pillow. We do carry pillow forms here at the store in 12, 14, 16, 18, and I think 20. They're really, really soft poly down pillows from Hobbs, and they work really well for decorator pillow, and they are very cost effective. So if you are in the market for pillows, make sure to check us out. All right, what else do I have to show you? So we went through the quilt behind me, we went through the fun panels, we went through the table runner and the pillow. I want to share with you just some more, a little bit exciting things. So we have all of the quilt kits together for My Favorite Color is Moda. Oh, yay! So My Favorite Color is Moda is a quilt along that we've been playing with, that we'll play with for this coming year. It's going to be kicking off in February. We've split the videos from our Moda Club video to a separate block of the month, just so that it's not like a 3-hour long video. I know you want to be with me 3 hours every single Thursday, but I know some of you can't be with us 3 hours. So we split the video. So the My Favorite Color is Moda is the second Thursday. We have a little teaser video that's on our social media and YouTube. I was teasing you with the different fabric combinations. I have kits for you, and if you're already signed up, they are available for pickup tomorrow. Yay! So, let's look at, because you know, it's really just better seeing fabric in person, don't you think? Yes, it is. And so this isn't quite in person, but this is still better than a digital rendering. So for the first one, which is Trading Post, this has a very Southwest flair to it. And you can see here our beiges into tans, deeper browns. We have a beautiful pop of this lagoon, which is a deep teal. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not able to flip to a page right now to share with you, but it's a fun sampler quilt, 10 different fabrics. We do have books available for just the pattern if you aren't going to be playing along with us for the whole kit. Those are $12. They're available in store and online. It's called My Favorite Color is Moda. And if you're wanting to make a totally scrappy version, you can do that as well. I'm very interested to see what some of you are going to create. I know I've heard some of your different plans. This second colorway that I'm going to share with you is the Tropical Getaway. And this definitely makes me think of some sort of tropical vacation. And while it hasn't been super cold here in Wisconsin, oh goodness, I definitely would welcome some Hawaiian breezes or Caribbean sun and beach and water. We have Primrose Garden. Primrose Garden is sorbet-like, soft and springy. Last week, I think I said it reminded me of Robin Pickens' line called Abbey Rose, which we had last year. We have a little bit left, but it's just so soft. And look, it matches me. I must be on trend. Very beautiful, very soft, very pretty. Pink Lemonade is bolder. It still has the soft colors, but it's a little bit warmer. I see sunset, sunrise. Beautiful peaches, rust, some yellows and pinks. Just want to eat the fabric up. And we have Cookie Tin. This is a nod to Christmas without being super Christmassy. With green and red. And then our most popular kit is the Coastal Cool. And these are the spa blues and teals with a little bit of sand. Ooh, ah. So all of you who have pre-ordered kits, your kits are ready, or parts of your kit. For the Coastal Cool, we are still waiting on a little bit of fabric, so everybody has enough to get started on month number 1. And if you're looking to hop on with one of these kits now that you've seen how gorgeous they are, we might have 1 or 2 extra. We're getting a ton more. So let us know and we can hook you up with that. The official sewing for that doesn't start until February, so you aren't missing out or having to wait on anything. We're going to be sewing along with Moda. There is a hashtag my favorite color is Moda. They'll have videos, we'll have videos. It's going to be a great skill builder and also an enjoyable experience because you'll be able to quilt along online with others from around the world. So always fun and exciting to do that. So we have just had a ton of information here. As a quick recap, we have different fat aids and fabrics that we share with you, different projects and inspirations. As a paid member of Moda University, you get not only the fabrics and inspirations, but you get 20% off of Moda every single day, and you get access to the video classes by designers later this year, which is super exciting. I hope you had fun with us today. If you love it, you can always like and share. Whether we have a formal setting or we'll have a more impromptu setting, we are going to be with you for hopefully as many Thursdays as possible in 2021. I really thank you for joining us. I wasn't able to read all of your comments along the way, so I promise to go back and check your comments and answer all of your questions. Feel free to ask to join our new Facebook group so that we can have a little bit more community sharing. I can't wait to see you in store and online. Thanks so much. Happy quilting. Have a great night.